It's always hello book people of the internet. Welcome back to my channel. So it's been probably a year. I'm really sorry. I just lost a lot of my passion and I wasn't reading and I wasn't writing, so I was like, why would I do a booktube video when I'm not doing either of those things? And you know, I was applying to college. I was adjusting to not living at home. I'm here and I'm back for now. I just decided I really want to document my writing process again, and those videos were my favorite videos to film, and I got always a lot of comments on those videos, and so they made me really excited to film them because you guys really love them. Just a quick update. The story that I'm writing now is the same story that I've been talking about on my channel for the past year, except for the fact that it's not, because you haven't posted for the last year. It's my dragon story, you know, the one that I did the Your Story tag for. Basically, the story goes that I finished that book January 6, 2017, and it was about 61,000 words, and I just wasn't happy with it. I announced on Twitter that I finished my first draft, but I tried to film, you know, another writing vlog to update you guys and be like, I finished my first draft, but it was so anticlimactic that I was like, I don't really want to share this with the world. It was so unsatisfying to me that I felt like I didn't deserve to be happy about it and to share it, even though whenever I would tell people oh yeah, I wrote a book, they'd be like, oh my god, that's a huge accomplishment, even though for me I'm didn't feel that huge because I wasn't very proud of it. Now I'm kind of embracing it, and for a really long time I just didn't go back to the story. I would think about it and I would feel super guilty because I'm like, I should be revising, you know, I should be editing, because I got a whole other idea for another story that takes place in the same world but a different country in that world, and it was so exciting to me, but I felt like I needed to write this story first because it kind of set a lot of foundations for the stories that would follow afterwards. Honestly, one of the main reasons why I didn't revise this dragon novel is because I did a lot of writing on my phone in Google Docs and the app, and so I copy and pasted a copy of the entire book into a new document and called it my revision document. And the first time I opened it and tried to start editing, it just didn't work. There were too many words, so it didn't work. So I just closed it and I was like, and then I just didn't open it again. Ever since then, I've just avoided it up until about a month ago. I finished the book and I was like, this is not how I wanted it, how I envisioned it going. Obviously it's a first draft, it's gonna be rough regardless, but I was so dissatisfied that I was like, I don't even want to tell the same story anymore. I wanted it to be completely different. For a really long time I was stuck on what that story should be, and I was stuck on whether or not I should add this character, because I was like, I don't know, it'll complicate things and I'd have to literally rewrite the whole story, which I really didn't want to do, because for some reason I was like, the revision process shouldn't be me rewriting the whole story. It should just be me adding more details and changing a couple lines and changing, you know, my word choice. But then I realized not necessarily, you know, if there's something in the story that's not working, then I gotta fix it. I finally figured everything out, and I added new characters and I added new arcs. The overall story arc is pretty much the same. The beginning and the end, they are the same. With all these new things that I added into the story, it's a completely different book to me. I knew going into it that I was gonna have to rewrite probably all of it, because when I outlined it, it was completely different from my original outline. I've been rewriting the story since I think the beginning of October. I copied and pasted the first chapter, and then not even all of the first chapter, just part of the first chapter, and ever since then I've just been rewriting literally everything. I think there's one other scene that I copy and pasted from the old book and put in here, but right now I am at 27,097 words, and I started rewriting on October 2nd. Today is October 31st. Happy Halloween, by the way. I've been just really invested in this story. Just having these new characters and just changing the story to fit more, it just makes it so much more exciting, and I'm just so much more proud and I'm much happier with how everything has panned out, I guess. and I've been writing a lot. Like the past couple of days, I've been writing like 4,000 words in a day. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'd say like my average word count a day is like 3,000 words. Well, like for the past couple of days, I actually haven't written today or yesterday, just because, well, here's the next part. I haven't been writing for like the past day and a half because I kind of went into a downward spiral. Well, luckily we're not actually spiraling yet, but we're like just at the tip where I'm about to have a crisis. I've been watching a lot of writing videos, and I've noticed that a lot of these writers will say, yeah, whenever I'm drafting a book, you know, I can't watch TV shows and I can't read other books because it just throws me off. And I never could relate to that because I'm like, no, I get inspired by other TV shows and other books. Let me tell you, I have been watching author interviews with like Tomi Adeyemi and Leigh Bardugo and Cassandra Clare, who inspire the shit out of me. And they, oh my gosh, like I just got so overwhelmed because I'm like, my book is nothing like theirs. And obviously, like, they're literary geniuses. Like, this is my first book. I'm calling it my first book, even though technically the last draft is my first one, but this feels completely new to me, so we're calling it the first book. And it's the first draft, so like I'm trying to tell myself that like I shouldn't have such high expectations for myself, but it's like I second guess every single decision I make because it doesn't seem as epic to me as their stories were to me. I'm like, is this even worth it? But I just need to get to the end of the story before I can judge everything. And I was watching one of Shaylin's videos, and she was talking about her transition from going from a pantser to an outliner to a pantser, and a lot of what she was saying I really agreed with. You can outline and you can have all these characters in your head, but as soon as you put them onto the page, they're probably going to be very different than how you imagine them, and they're probably going to start making their own decisions, and that'll go away from your outline, and it's kind of scary. And then you realize you're running into all these plot issues, but then you realize that the issues are coming from having an outline and making your thoughts and your imagination so constrained and limited. And so when you let the characters do what they want, things can tend to come out a lot more naturally. So I'm like, maybe I should try pantsing some stuff. But like, my outline is not even like, it's detailed, but it's not like down to the T of like everything everyone is saying. It's like a general idea of what needs to happen, like broken down into each chapter. For the most part, like there's still a lot of creativity. Like I'm still making up dialogue as I go along and like making up settings as I go along. It's just major plot points that I have to have outlined because I don't want to run into any plot holes. Here's another thing. I've been considering doing NaNoWriMo, and I'm not sure whether or not I should do it because I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself to like, you know, surrounding this book, because I feel like that's going to take some of the joy out of writing, and I want to enjoy it for as long as I can because I haven't yet hit that midway point, which tends to be the point where you like lose momentum. So I'm just like, I don't know if I want to threaten, you know, my relationship with this book so early in, but I would really like to do NaNoWriMo. I think it would help me like push out the last part of the book, even though usually when I'm in a time constraint I find myself to be rushing to like get to the end, and then it gets really sloppy, and then it makes me not like the book as much, even though it's the first draft. It just needs to exist. It doesn't need to be good, but like it really stresses me out. Like I can't, it really stresses me out. I'm going to try and be really consistent with these writing vlogs, at least as long as I'm consistent with my writing. So if there's not a writing vlog uploaded, it probably means I haven't been writing. So that's what's going on. I'm going to try and have a pattern. I'm going to try and share a song from my writing playlist. I have like 3 different writing playlists. I'll share a song from that playlist because it's one of my favorite songs. And then, I guess, what was that? I will also share a fact about my story. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to share something that's going well and something that's not going well. Something that's going well is I'm feeling very motivated to write, or I used to be. I don't know, I haven't been writing in the past 2 days, even though like before that I was writing like 4,000 words a day. The idea of writing like 1,000 or 2,000 words is not as daunting to me. Like I'll just be sitting there writing and it just happens. Something that's going not as well is just me being stressed out about the page number and the word count, because I want this book to be really long. My first draft-ish, like I said, was 61,000 words, and it was I'd imagined this to be like an epic fantasy, so I'm like, it needs to be like 90,000 words. This one is like 90 pages though so far. But yeah, so that's been going pretty well. That's something that's been going wrong. I'm really stressed. Bonus thing that's been going wrong. I'm just all over the place. For some reason, I thought this book is supposed to be a duology. And for some reason, I thought in my head, well, I think I should, consider other possibilities. Like, what if I were to get published and then, like, they wanted more books? And then what if they wanted 2 more books? Like, I'd have to think about, like, something else. I can't just have their story end there. Part of the beauty of, ending a book is that you can leave it kind of open-ended so that there are infinite possibilities as to what could happen next for the reader to imagine, and also for the author to, pull out of and, like, write more. Now I've been thinking, like, way beyond where I am. And not only am I already stressed about the second book, but now I'm thinking about a possible third book when there isn't even a first book. Oh, and another thing, there's this one character, there are a couple characters that I feel like need to die, because not just to be evil, but because, like, when there is a war or a battle, and I, as an author, am saying that this villain is very villainous and dangerous, then it only is realistic to have people die. Like, you can't be saying something is dangerous and then have no sense of danger, because no one's getting hurt, no one's dying. So now I'm really stressed, because I'm like, I feel like it's not their time to go yet, and but I also don't want them to cheat death, so it's stressful. I'm gonna share a song now. You could probably expect another vlog soon. But yeah, that's all I have for now. I meant to make a checklist of all the things I need to talk about, but I started writing and I forgot all the things I need to talk about, so I probably forgot them again while filming this video. It's okay. I'm gonna make more vlogs, and if you have any specific questions you want me to address in the next video, or that you just want me to answer immediately, just let me know in the comment down below. And anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.